Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
What's going on? I am Scooch Bronson.
And I am S. Foster, and you are listening to Viewers Anonymous, man. And look, before we get started, everybody needs to know my guy think he just turned 33 the other day. So I just want to tell him happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everything that you do as far as the podcast, as far as the support that you give, as far as just being a great dude, great friend. I appreciate you for allowing me to be a co-host with you on this podcast. You remember, like, we talked about this before, where I wanted to work with you. I was too afraid to reach out to you. You sent me a text. You was like, yo, I got this idea in mind. Maybe we should, link up and do a podcast together. I appreciate you doing that, man. So I just want to say, again, I appreciate you. You're my guy. Happy birthday. So how has your birthday week been going for you, man?
First off, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? The funny part is for probably this week and next, I remember that I'm 33. After that, I forget my age. I told you last time, like, bro, the only time I remember my age is like thinking of my son's age or my little sister's age. But man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's been a great birthday weekend. I've been drinking since my birthday, so you know what I'm saying. It's tough right now. I'm pushing through this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Still drinking as we speak. The party don't stop till 12 o'clock. So you know what I'm saying. We having a good time. But yeah, man, it was amazing, bro. You know what I'm saying. I got to spend the day with my kids, man. We played video games all day. You know what I'm saying. They beat me in a couple of them, but outside of that, bro, it was a pretty good one, bro. But man, how you been, man? What's going on with you, bro?
I've been good, man. I've been good, real good. I did a pie earlier with the guy JD Oracle, man. Shout out to him. Yeah, man. We put in one, man. Tough day. Lost a legend today.
Man. That's crazy.
Within my main man, Bobby Boughton. So rest in peace to him.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm probably gonna do a little short little pie, little intermediate pie on 28 minutes or less. Remembering my guy Bobby Boughton and everything. But it's been good. We this podcast got pushed back a couple of days. We had some scheduling issues, but but we got to give people this material, man. We got a fucking great one today. You know what I'm saying, when we get into it. So
big time.
But everything's been good, man. I can't complain about nothing. I got some stuff that's I've not been meaning to get done, but things I've been waiting to get confirmation on. Things are starting to look up, so I cannot complain, my guy.
That's what's up, bro.
One more thing. I'm sorry. Shout out to my guy Mark Bennett. You know what I'm saying? He just graduated with his second degree.
Hey, that's what's up, bro.
Yeah, man. So shout out to him, man. He was sending me pictures of the graduation. His parents came down to see him and everything. So man, shout out to him.
You just went to go see him, didn't you?
Yeah, I just came back. Yeah,
congratulations, Mark, man. That's what's up, bro. I don't know him personally, but I feel like I know him through you because you know what I'm saying. You like talking about him, man. So, man, shout out to Mark, man. That's what's up, bro. It's always good to hear them kind of stories, man. That's good news, bro. That's dope.
Yeah, man. So he got a degree from Fairmont State. Then he went and got a master's from West Virginia University, and then he got another degree from third. Damn, I'm behind. He got his third degree from he got his third one from Central Florida. So
UCF,
man.
You know what I'm saying? The Bulls in the building, yeah.
Yes, sir. So that's South Florida. Central Florida.
Is
the Eagles. Wait, are the Eagles? Fuck out them up. The Golden something. I forgot what it was.
USF is what? Green and gold?
USF, yeah, they're green and gold.
Okay, that's
They're
what I was
gold
thinking
and
of.
black.
UCF is gold and black, like Vanderbilt.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
I don't
yes.
know what UCF is. I'm sorry,
I never
Mark,
forgot.
but
I never forgot.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations, brother. That's what's
Yes,
up, man.
sir.
That's great news, man. We got more great news.
What's up?
We got football season is back.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Football
sir.
season is back.
It's here. It's here. Look, listen. I only watch. I watched maybe a drive and a half of that damn Hall of Fame game. I'm not a fan of Hall of Fame game.
I'm not watching that Hall of Fame game. I'm not watching
the
Steelers
like
play football.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it was just like I'm not watching Dallas play. Like
I feel you, but the Steelers can suck it. I'm not watching them play football.
Yeah, man. So I'm ready for it, man. I've been watching a whole bunch of camp shit, man.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be funny, but it's practice. It's camp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not blowing it up, but I'm just saying
nothing,
it don't. But Trey Lance is looking good out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, listen. I want Trey Lance to show out. I want Justin Fields to show out, and that's it. Them two quarterbacks, because they was getting downplayed a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they tried to do them like they did Lamar Jackson. So I want them two to show out. Even though I wish the worst on the Chicago Bears, because that's my brother's team. But I want Justin Fields to be like Joe Burrow. Even though they lose, he still put up good numbers. You know what I'm saying?
But I got to mention this, dude. For some odd reason, these color combinations, I don't know why I love them so much. Mm-hmm. But the Chicago Bears, that dark navy blue and that orange.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but that shit be hard.
No. Speaking of jerseys, okay, we got the 75th year anniversary jerseys for the Cleveland Browns, bro. And they've been posting these things up everywhere. So listen, man, you definitely gonna see me in one of them this year. I'm just letting you know that right now. I don't know whose I'm gonna get, but I'm getting it. I got the 100-year anniversary for the NFL with the Odell Beckham. I found the one with the stitching in it. I got that joint. Now I gotta get, you know what I'm saying, the 75th anniversary Cleveland Browns jersey. I gotta find out who I'm gonna get, but I'm definitely getting one of them things, man.
It's funny you say that because they just made it official that the 49ers now they only they got both of the colors of the 75th anniversary. Because see, they only wore the white joints.
Yep.
Now they got the red ones too.
Yeah.
And this is what you got to understand though.
They dangerous.
The 75th university. Hey, the 75th anniversary jerseys. You know what year that was? That was the 94-95 season. And you know what we did?
Jerry Rice joints.
Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
When y'all beat the Bengals?
No. When we demolished the Chargers, my guy.
Okay.
Man, we demolished them.
Y'all beat the Bengals in the 80s, right?
Yeah, late 80s. Yeah.
Those are my two favorite years because I get to remind my uncle that them niggas lost in the Super Bowl twice to the same team.
To the same team, boy. That's when they best receiver was Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah, I know. And he trashed as a commentator and a receiver.
And Emerson. Boomer Esiason. I ain't gonna lie.
Boomer was nice.
That's a dope ass name though.
Yeah.
Boomer Esiason?
Yes. Boomer as a first name is crazy.
Yeah, that is real crazy.
Yeah.
That's a great nickname. So shout out to them for taking that L from my boys.
For sure, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, you already know if you listen to this, as usual, you already know we do on Fridays, even though it's not Friday. We get into our favorite segment. Well, my favorite segment. I don't know how you feel about it personally yet, but one of my favorite segments, man. What we watching? So let's get into that. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. What we watching?
All right, man. I will take the liberty of going first. Listen. I just finished some shit. Like literally, just watched the last episode of this before we got started.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Cocaine Cowboys, Kings of Miami on Netflix.
Wow,
my guy. Listen,
I haven't started it yet, but it's on the list because we talked about it. Is it good?
You know I be on the drug dealer shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this shit is nuts, boy. I'm telling you.
My God.
6 episodes of greatness.
Like this during the 80s though, right?
Man, but this is the part. It's during the 80s, but this shit dragged all the way to 2002.
Golly.
Dude, they've been going after these dudes.
Forever.
Like the first time when they was first able to go to trial, I think it was in 93.
Yeah.
And dude, listen to me.
That's crazy.
Dude, these motherfuckers had like 13 counts or some shit. Not guilty on all the motherfuckers, right?
Are you serious?
Dude, embarrassed the whole government. But then you find out they figured out that one guy was bribed in the jury. Then they come to find out ended up being 3 people in the jury that got bribed, and they was able to prove that those people got money that they tainted because this was the first time in a federal case where a person bribed jury members. Yeah. And so even though they got found not guilty for that shit, one dude it is nuts. One of the brothers said, fuck it from the very jump. He's been a fugitive for 26 years. Damn. My guy. He didn't get caught. He didn't get caught until, let me see, I think 2012.
Wow.
Dude, it is nuts. And guess where he was the whole time?
Ooh.
So all this shit happened in Miami. Yeah. So the one brother, I'm thinking when they talking about this dude with a fugitive, I'm thinking this dude's in Venezuela somewhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Spain somewhere. This dude was in Orlando, my guy. Disney World. Disney World right down the street.
Wait a minute, bro. What?
Yo, this man, listen.
This nigga at the Amway Center.
Yo,
this nigga at Disneyland.
Man, it is so crazy, dude. Like, man, cocaine cowboys, people. I'm telling you,
that's hilarious, bro. I'm watching that tonight.
I'm telling you, I think. Well, if you into what I'm into, I'm into this shit. Like, so everybody ain't in it like I am, but it turned out to be really good, man. It was a lot of information. Mm-hmm. Personally, my favorite cocaine cowboy was the second one, with Griselda Blanca.
Oh yeah.
She is
the godmother of the cartel.
Yeah. So that one was crazy, but like this one, man, it was really good. I think people will enjoy it. There's a lot of information in it, but that's what I've been watching. I done finished all 6 episodes. So
hey man, listen, I know we don't promote drug use on this podcast, but I got to say this: cocaine has had a hell of a run as a drug. Cocaine is probably like the drug. If cocaine was like in a pageant, cocaine would win like best drug ever. It used to be an anesthetic. Then somehow it went to a party drug, but after that, like it just continued to be a party drug. And then like all of the greatest people in the world been on cocaine.
And the crazy part is they seized, like, I can't remember the exact number. It was something crazy like 13 tons, and it's still.
Oh, you talking about from Chase? No, not Chase. No, it was Chase Bank. Who owned Chase Bank? JD something.
I'm not sure. But all I know is when it comes to the cocaine cowboys, they seize like 13 tons.
No, I'm talking about. I thought you were talking about recently. Remember they had that? They found that boat with them containers with all that cocaine in it, and Chase Bank had something to do with it. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Cocaine is everywhere.
Oh yeah, for sure, and it ain't stopping.
That's what I'm saying. Cocaine is like Diddy in music videos, bro.
You know what, man?
I'm telling you, bro. Cocaine is everywhere, man.
It is.
That's hilarious, bro. Yeah,
I think you're gonna enjoy that shit.
Yeah, they gotta check that out, man. You said it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, Netflix.
So for me, man, speaking of Netflix, the show I watched as well is on Netflix. I went nostalgic real quick. So when I grew up, you know what I'm saying, I had a whole bunch of favorite superheroes and everything else before I went to the dark side. A few of my favorite superheroes was I liked Speed Racer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't like Speed Racer, but that was one of my joints. Speed Racer was one of my favorite superheroes. Even though he had no superpowers, somehow him and the Mach 6, you know what I'm saying, or I'm sorry, Mach 5, they just, you know what I'm saying, did what they did. Boom. And then I also, you know what I'm saying, used to like He-Man. You know what I'm saying? He-Man was my guy. I used to run around in the house in my drawers. And my mom bought me a sword, you know what I'm saying, when I was a kid. So I used to go around, you know what I'm saying, with the power of Grayskull. But they came out with a new cartoon, new series on Netflix about He-Man. It's called He-Man Revelations. And listen, I am disappointed, but I watched it. I watched the whole thing. I didn't think that it was as good as it could have been. But if you are a fan of He-Man, if you like those old 80s cartoons, 90s cartoons, go ahead and watch it. You know what I'm saying? See for yourself. I didn't personally think it was that bad, but it was bad though. But you know what I'm saying? I watched it anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? Just for nostalgic purposes. And it took me back, you know what I'm saying? They had a whole bunch of the old characters on there. There's some new stuff that they added in there, but it just wasn't what it used to be. But it's on Netflix, man. It's called He-Man Revelations, and then they got a documentary that's behind it as well. So y'all go check out that He-Man joint, man. That's my, you know what I'm saying? That's my shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I miss He-Man. He-Man might be the greatest superhero to ever be a superhero, but like not really be a superhero. Because a lot of people, like when I was growing up, didn't mess with He-Man because by that time he was like played out. But like this nigga running around with a bandolier and some drawers on with some boots and a sword and a large tiger. And this nigga like saved the universe every time. Like that's amazing from a skeleton. It's just the premise of it all is amazing, bro.
That's what's up, man. So yeah, man. That's nah. I like this segment, man.
Yeah.
It's fun, like because it also shows our range of like
Yeah.
what we're watching and like the movies that we're doing. Because I think that some people believe that we be great. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Yeah.
Sometimes I be in my feelings sometimes, but I ain't even gonna lie, yo, we do this shit.
Facts.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like we always be talking about the support shit, but fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? We gon' no, I mean I don't mean fuck that shit. I mean
I know
like from
what
the
you
people,
mean.
yeah, from the people that I be wanting it from, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just like,
Yeah.
nah, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to give it to me. We'll find our base somewhere else. So,
Yeah.
but we do this shit. Man, we got a great one today.
Man.
I'm so mad that our schedules got jacked up because I was so ready to get this in. So ready to get this in. So what we got for y'all today is the 2018 documentary from Netflix, the miniseries from Netflix, Evil Genius. Listen, this is one of the greatest docuseries that is out there, and it was so fun. This is my third time watching this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do that with regular. The only documentary that I have watched multiple times, other than Evil Genius, is the American Gangster joints. You know what I'm saying? That I be watching, and the Black Panther documentary that was
The
on
one on
the one
PBS?
from PBS. Yes, the one from
Yes.
PBS was the best
That
one.
was amazing, bro.
Yes,
That was
that was the
amazing.
best one.
Yeah.
PBS be having some good ones though. The
Yep.
Vietnam War by Ken Barnes, that shit was dope as fuck.
I still gotta watch that because I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, that was dope. But yeah, man, this is like one of the ones that I've only of the few that I've watched multiple times. It's basically a synopsis is so there was a bank robbery that had occurred, and it was in Erie, Pennsylvania, right? So there was a guy, and he was just he was just a pizza delivery guy. Went into a PNC bank, and he says that he had a cane gun. Goes in, says, "Yo, hand her teller a note." She hits the button on him. So they was able to track this dude down really quick. They have him in the middle of the street. He said, "There's a bomb strapped to my neck." So the cops see the bomb, and all the cops back up. So they just got this whole street blocked off. and it starts ticking, making this ticking sound. And he's like, yo, it's gonna go off, it's gonna go off. And then boom. The crazy part is they actually showed this shit. So the bomb blows up. And so then they go on this wild goose chase trying to figure out like who robs the bank with a live bomb around their neck. So then all of this other stuff starts coming out. Then this guy, well, actually, the first guy that comes up is Bill Rothstein, and then Bill Rothstein gets Marjorie Deal name into the whole pie, and then this dude Robert Pernetti, he gets involved. Like it is a whole shit show of what that basically unfolded after the police started their investigation, and then come to find out like the only reason, well, what makes this case very unique is the fact that so Brian Wells, he blows up in front of the whole world, not the whole world, but you know what I'm saying. So he blows up, and then they start getting into the investigation. Bill Rothstein called the police and says, "Yo, I know where a dead body is in a fucking deep freezer." Yeah. And it's like all of a sudden it's just like, yo, like we all thinking, okay, Brian Wells, bank robbery, this is it. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, then all of a sudden, all of this shit just starts unfolding. The more and more this investigation goes on, the more and more you find out all this other shit, and it gets crazy. Completely crazy, because then what ended up happening was, so the state police, the PA state police, they're like, yo, this is our jurisdiction. But then the ATF, it's like, yo, well, there's a bomb involved, so this is on us. And then the FBI, like, well, he robbed the federal bank, so this is us. So it started off the real really crazy, because like this whole jurisdiction shit ended up happening.
You know what that reminds me of? So remember when we covered oh my god, Mine Hunters. Right? And they got to doing the Atlanta child murders.
Yep.
Remember how when the GBI and the FBI was beefing?
Yep.
That's exactly what that reminds me of.
Yep, because it from the jump, like they was able to, but then this is the crazy part. Mm-hmm. They didn't really communicate with each other as much, because one of the state troopers, Lamont King, right? So he's on the scene, and he follows up on, because there was a note that was left in Brian Wells' car. So they went through his car after the bomb exploded, and then come to find out, it turned out to be a treasure hunt. There was four locks to the bomb neck thing that was around his neck. And it turned into a treasure hunt where he was supposed to go to the McDonald's and look under a rock. And there's supposed to be more directions there. And then those directions told him to jump on this interstate to go here. And then so they went to the second spot. So the crazy part is, when Lamont King went to the second destination, he said he saw a blue van. And he said the blue van looked at him. They stopped in their tracks and looked at him, and then they turned around and went in the other direction. But the thing is, the blue van was never mentioned again. So I bring that up for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody remember this. You know what I'm saying? 24 minutes, 27 seconds. Remember this. That blue van was saw by Lamont King, and it was never mentioned again. Right. And I bring that up because the cops, when it comes to ATF, state troopers, and the FBI, they didn't communicate everything to each other.
That's why I said this reminds me of the Atlanta child murders, because remember, when the GBI was doing everything, that's the same thing that the FBI was doing to them. The FBI was finding shit and wasn't getting back to the Georgia bureau.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the same thing that happened here. Look, man, there are so many places to start, man. But I think that so I've already mentioned, what I'm saying, the PNC Bank gets robbed. He got the thing around his neck. Well, one of the crazy parts is, so the family, they brought Brian Wells' family on. They also talked to a lady that he was renting from because he stayed in a house behind this lady's house.
Yeah.
And she was just talking about how good of a guy he was. He only, really stepped out to work and stuff like that. And then we get into this whole thing of him really only dealing with this one hooker girl named Jessica Hoopsick, which we'll get into her later on. But like, but Brian Wells, he was a guy. He didn't do much. He was just a regular old guy delivering pizzas.
Delivering pizzas, bro.
Yeah, man. He just delivering pizzas. And so they talked to his family was upset because the police didn't really have much. They didn't at the point of a couple of weeks, they didn't have anything. All they had was the bomb thing strapped around his neck, and the only way that they could get it off, because they didn't have the keys, they had to cut.
Wait a minute. Speaking of the bomb, bro, the way that the doc starts off, my man is sitting in the street pleading with them to leave him the fuck alone.
Indian style, my guy.
Bro, he's telling them, yo, just leave me alone. And the police, listen, they really could have avoided all of this, bro, if they would have just did what this man said.
But you got to also remember, Lamont King was like, yo, we did the treasure hunt.
Mm-hmm.
He said we did it on, like, I can't remember. Let's say it was a Wednesday. He said we went on a Wednesday, the same time that he would have been there. So the traffic would have been the same. He said we waited. He said we did it on the similar weather. All that type shit. He said it would have been impossible for him to get all of those keys.
No.
But the thing is,
listen, this is the thing though. And see, the way that they saying that shit sound cool because everything was in hindsight when he said it. And when I rewatched that shit, I thought about that too. I was like, yeah, all that shit sound good in hindsight. But there's no way in reality you could have predicted any of that. You just going off of the stuff that you already know.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because he could have got through it. Maybe he would have took a different route. All that. You don't know what this man would have been doing, bro. You don't know how this man would have moved. Y'all sat there and y'all stopped that man from doing everything that he did, and y'all got that man killed.
True.
That's the way I looked at it.
But also from their estimations, all he really needed was 2 keys. It had 4 slots, but only 2 keys would have got it open.
Once again, that's what I'm saying. In hindsight, all that shit sound good. But they don't know what the plan was, first off. They don't know what the plan was. They don't know how everything was supposed to go down. They don't know what was going on for real. All they know is they stopped this dude that was robbing the bank. Supposedly, he had a bomb around his neck. They don't know if it's a bomb or not for real. But the fact that he even say that, and this is my beef with law enforcement. Anytime something like that happens, bro, let that man do whatever he got to do to be free. You can go catch them later.
Now, granted, I'm just going to play devil's advocate right here.
Okay.
Now, they said that there has been other bank robberies where they said that, yo, I have a bomb, but they said this is the only time that they know of their knowledge, of their records, that there was actually a live bomb.
Yeah.
So people could, so obviously there's been a lot of posers saying, yo, I got a bomb.
But I'm saying, that, and that's a great point. My thing is, do you want to play with that though? Like, do you really want to chance that? Think about that though. Do you really want to chance that? Like, even if somebody come up to you, even if they don't have a bomb, they write on a piece of paper, I got a bomb, give me the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a game you really want to play, because say they do got a bomb, right? And you wanna call their bluff. You call their bluff, now the whole goddamn bank blown up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, now your job is to protect and serve. You don't want to have casualties on your hands. Go ahead and let them run off with the money. And if they do got a bomb, right? Go ahead, let them run off with the money, chase them down. And if they got a bomb, they blow themselves up. That's the only thing you got to worry about.
Yeah. But also, for the sake of the pod, the thing is, the other thing that goes along with that is the fact of they don't know if he's by himself or if
If
he's
anybody else is
involved.
around too. And see, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That makes it even worse because now, say if you get him on time, right? Say you just happen to get the bomb off, but it's other people around with the bomb. You still putting people's lives in danger, bro. Because now it ain't the people in the bank. Because remember, we outside in the driveway at this point. It ain't the people in the bank. Now it's the people that's in law enforcement.
Okay.
And ain't no telling
But
where everybody else is at around there.
okay, now let's stay here because we're on a great little thing right
Yeah,
here.
for real.
So this is the thing.
Okay.
Bill Rammstein and Marjorie was watching. So let's say they do what you
Exactly.
said. So let's say
Exactly.
they do what you said, right?
Mhm.
So, all right, you got a bomb. It's live. These people told me to rob the bank, and there's a treasure hunt. So like, all right, well, we'll have our cop cars and we'll lead you. You know what I'm saying? The way you need to go. We'll clear the road. Let's say they do that.
Right.
Marjorie and them could have been like, yo, let's just blow this motherfucker up right now.
That's my point.
So,
That's my point.
So it's there's a lot of things that could have happened. It's kind of
Yeah,
tricky,
that's
but
that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be careful in them situations. Like, anytime, to me, I feel like anytime somebody says bomb, I mean, for me personally, I go to the extreme on anything like that. Like, I think of everybody that could be affected in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even though like it was just around his neck, he probably was gonna be the only one affected. And as we seen, he was the only one affected for real because the bomb wasn't like major; it just killed him. But and speaking of, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That looked like a movie scene when his head blew up because there was no blood splatter. There was like no nothing.
Well,
So
really, it was his chest. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And but this is the crazy part about that. And I'll let you finish your point. Is the fact of he wasn't dead initially.
You're right.
He was still breathing, but they were so afraid that there could be another explosion that they didn't act. They didn't act quickly. They didn't.
See, that's my point. That once again, I'm glad you said that because that's my point. Because now it's like, okay, you could have saved him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, you missing the whole damn everything else around it. So because you think that it's more than one bomb now, because now you actually see it's an actual bomb. So now you see that. Now you worrying about if it's other bombs. You don't let this man die. Once again, you could have saved his life a long time ago, just letting him go do what he do. And then you also could have caught everybody that was in the plan to begin with.
Yeah, it's possible, but at the same time, if I'm on the bomb squad, or if I'm an EMT,
yeah,
and they're like, yo, like he's still breathing, like I'm not risking my life. Yeah, but at the same time, I would feel more comfortable letting the bomb squad do what they're supposed to do before I just jump
the
into
bomb
that.
already blew up, bro.
But we don't. Yeah, but you don't know if there's another one because remember they had to check his car. They had to make sure that the device on his neck didn't have another bomb to it. There's a whole lot more to it. Like,
man, all right. That sounds cool and all, but let's think about this. Let's really think about this. The device on his neck, right?
Yes.
If that blew up, knowing what we know about like firecrackers, fireworks, 4th of July, all that shit. If the damn bomb blew up, do you think the other bomb was just gonna not blow up too? Like, what common sense are we using in this situation?
Yeah, in the neck device, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
But as far as his car, like we don't know.
Yeah, his car is different.
Yeah, they had to check it because I remember them checking the car to make sure it didn't have no bomb, and that's when they attended to Brian Wells. Now, when I bring that up, I brought that up when we went on a great spell there, but I bring that up because the only evidence that they could have obtained at that time was to see if there was any fingerprints on that device. So they had to cut his neck off.
That's
you know what I'm saying? To where he had to have a closed casket because they wanted to be able to preserve if there was any fingerprints left on the device.
That's crazy.
Now his family was hot about that because they was
as they should be.
They felt that they cared more about the device than Brian Wells.
I mean, but and I understand what the family is going through, but at the same time, like, and playing devil's advocate, being in their shoes, like, yo, we have to make sure like this shit don't keep going on. Like, this could be some shit that's, I mean, on some DC sniper shit at this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what's going on for real. We just trying to figure out if this shit is gonna continue. We ain't caught the person that really did this. We don't even know if it's somebody behind this. Like, so I get why they did what they did.
I do too, because you also would want. Now, they was also upset that Brian was sitting there, Indian style.
Mm-hmm.
He was no threat to nobody. They was upset with why they still pointing guns at him. Now, granted, that's what cops do. But like at the same time, if this man is telling you he's not going anywhere, you got him surrounded. There's no need to have your guns pointed at him.
Pointing a gun at a bomb, my nigga. Like
exactly. Man. Like that's nuts. Now, as the family, you do want the people that are responsible for this to be apprehended as well.
Yeah.
Look, I understand it. I understand they didn't get to see him for their last times.
Mm-hmm.
But I would rather want to know who is responsible for this. And if the only thing that you have, now they had the letters. I don't know if they knew about that at the time, but they traced the letters, so it wasn't no situation where you was going to be able to get fingerprint. Damn it, handwriting. They wasn't going to be able to get handwriting because they traced it from basically a typewriter.
Right.
So, so the only hope that you have at this point is to see if they fucked up and got a fingerprint on it. So
exactly.
I get that point. I understand the frustration, but I also get the reason why they was cautious on wanting to see if they could find fingerprints on that. So basically what really got everything all fucked up, what ended up happening, so Robert Panini was the second pizza guy. He ended up overdosing.
Yeah.
So now you got this dude that worked at the same place Brian Wells worked at.
Before you start, Panini is an amazing last name.
It is.
And if he was smart, he'd have took niggas to court.
Dude, listen. Panini sounds like a great dish, but also a rapper. Like, it's just
it do. But being that they got hella sandwiches called paninis, yo, I'd have been suing the fuck out of people. Yo, this is my family's. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, listen. Migos need to make a song right now. Panini, panini, panini. I'm telling you that.
Lil Nas X got one.
All right, well, we ain't going that way. So Panini, he ended up, because they like, yo, what's going on with this pizza shop? Like, you know what I'm saying? 2 delivery drivers dead, you know what I'm saying, within, a couple of days. So what really blew the whole thing up was Bill Rothstein. This motherfucker calls 911 and say, yo, I know what a dead body is. You know what I'm saying? In a freezer. They're like, yo, where's the freezer? He was like, well, it's in my garage. And they're like, what the fuck? But I got it from a friend of mine, Marjorie Deal. She asked me to put the freezer over in
full 6'9", bro.
Dude, 6'9" like a motherfucker. He's like, yo, I'm getting Marjorie. Marjorie is getting the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Marjorie was living life until this nigga came in. You hear me?
Marjorie was not living life, man. Did you see her place? Man, did you see her place? Listen,
no.
All hoarders need to be out of here, yo. I'm telling you.
She might have been a hoarder, but she had niggas wooing over her. You hear me?
She did, because she had just recently killed a boy. The dude that was in the freezer was her boyfriend.
You know what I'm saying? I don't understand at any point why this was happening, but she had men wooing. I'm talking about wooing, woo over her. Bro, they was simping for this lady. This lady looks like the Crypt Keeper.
But this is the thing, though. She might look like it. She might have had some fire up under there.
Hey,
I'm telling you, they was, boy.
She had that soul snatcher. She had that soul snatcher 3000.
Listen, who in their right mind She got a whole boyfriend over here,
He
fucking with
dead
you
though.
on the side.
Yeah, he dead.
And then
though.
she tells you, yo, can you take my freezer out of my house and put it in your garage?
Okay, so look, Bill Rothstein, right? What's the over under that he was buying prostitutes? I'm saying at
over.
least. Hold on, you going over? All right,
Yeah.
look, but this is where I'm at. I'm at least 4 a month. What you think? Over or under?
I can see that because apparently that's like a
He at
huge
least
thing
gotta
here
have
in
one.
Pennsylvania. Because this is the thing, like I mentioned, Jessica Hoopsick, she was Brian's. That was Brian's main. So that telling you Brian messed with some other ones too, but she's the number one choice.
Wait a minute.
You know what I'm saying?
The fact that these niggas got main prostitutes just let you know Pennsylvania's slow as fuck, bro.
Hey, listen to me. I don't know what's going on in Erie, but like, yo, and then Ken Barnes, this motherfucker is they fishing buddy, but also a drug dealer slash, yo, you can smash, you know what I'm saying? You can smash the prostitutes.
This nigga part-time pimp.
This one got a whole room with just a mattress in that bitch. So people.
Oh, yeah. He's a. He's a prostitute placer.
Yo,
this nigga got placing prostitutes.
And then, like, what he used to do was he'll let Brian smash Jessica upstairs, and then Jessica would come down and get drugs from him. And yo, look,
this nigga had the Airbnb for prostitution. That's fire. Think about that. You can go upstairs and smash. Then when you come back, I got anything you need. Hey, come on, man. That man was a businessman.
Ken Barnes was a businessman, but we're gonna find out he's 6'9", but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
So
big time.
So then, right? So then, okay. So where we at?
So the freezer. Still at the freezer.
So we got the body in the freezer. He calls the police. So the police comes over. They're going through his house. They see the freezer. So they take him in for questioning. So he is basically he's maneuvering it in a way to where he's not incriminating himself, and he's basically throwing Marjorie under the bus. And so the crazy part was he was asked, yo, well, no, he put the information out there that, yo, this has nothing to do with the bank robbery.
Yeah.
Why in the hell are you saying anything about the bank robbery? Because that's the whole thing. Like, you know, those situations where you got a person that wants to outsmart the room, but then you overthink it. Because Bill Rothstein did that. Why did you even mention the bank robbery in the first place?
Yo, Bill was that one dude, like you said, like, you know how somebody be like too smart for everything, but he's so smart. Like, okay, perfect analogy. Remember Dexter's Laboratory?
I remember. I didn't get into it too much, but I remember it.
So in Dexter's Laboratory, right? Dexter was, you know what I'm saying, smart kid. He used to build everything or whatever, but he had a nemesis named Mandark. And Mandark would outdo Dexter, but instead of just outdoing Dexter, he would explain everything to Dexter to, let him know that he outdid him. That's who the fuck Bill Rothstein was. Bill Rothstein was the smartest dude in there, but he had to just let everybody know how smart he was.
Yes. Now, even though he ended up dying. So, but the thing is, if he would have been quiet about certain things, he probably never would have been a suspect. Now, he outsmarted him. Now, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, he outsmarted him. But it was just weird to me that he mentioned, oh yeah, this has nothing to do with the bank robbery. And they're like, yo, you called us about a body, you know what I'm saying, in a freezer. Nobody even connected those two things of the fact that this had anything to do with anything. So that was the one thing about Bill Rothstein. So then the crazy part was they brought Bill's friend on, Ray, and Ray's like, yo, like Bill was my best friend. He was the best man at my wedding. He was like, but he said that there was something about Marjorie. He was like, I don't know why. He said this dude would jump all the hoops. He would run through a brick wall for Marjorie, and he never understood it.
Because she got that Soul Snatcher 3000.
I'm telling you, but it had to be fire, man. It had to be.
Yeah,
because
bro.
It did not make sense. It did not make sense. And then like they start talking about his childhood. Well, they talked about everybody's childhood. And like one thing about Bill was he's like Bill. He said he could be he's the smartest person in the room, but he's not a finisher. He's like, he started college, he didn't finish. He went to flight school, almost got his pilot license, didn't finish the last thing. And so like you see, like this dude has all the potential in the world to be successful in life. Now his family owned the business, but like he just ended up working for them. But like he could have been something a whole lot bigger and better in life, but he just let Marjorie have this hold over him, and it was just crazy. Now Marjorie, you know what I'm saying, this, and you want to talk about the definition of bipolar about this motherfucker.
No, listen. When they titled this Evil Genius, ain't no bipolar. That woman is just a fucking genius. Ain't no evil in front of it, none of that. She's a genius. The fact that she was able to create this plan herself and go through with this plan and have people follow this plan, for the fact that she picked them out the correct way, the ones that she made do what they had to do, all that, and she did all this by herself just because she needed the money because the husband that she or the boyfriend that she killed or whatever, and to keep that going, like, yo, she's a genius regardless, bro. I know a lot of people don't want to count that as being genius, but it's a certain intellect you have to be able to manipulate people and do all that other stuff to be able to do what you want to do. She had that.
She did. She did have she had a skill. She had a skill. I'm not gonna lie. She had a skill to be able to. Marjorie was a leader in a sense.
Yeah.
Now all leaders aren't great leaders. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Jim Jones, motherfucker.
Yeah, Jim Jones. That's hilarious. Cameron.
Come on. You know with Jim Jones. I'm not talking about the rapper Jim Jones.
No, I'm talking about Cameron.
Man, look, we ain't doing that today.
He wasn't a great leader on that versus either. But no, I know what you're talking about.
He wasn't. Look, okay, real quick, people. I know. We're gonna get into it.
Yes.
I heard. Fat Joe was there.
Oh, yes.
Did you hear what he said? He said that Cameron was about to leave. My God.
Yeah, because they wasn't starting on time.
So that was because they said when you notice when they came out, Jim Jones and Joel's was out there. And we were like, "What the hell is Cam?" He was like, "Cam was about to leave." But that's totally different thing.
Yeah. So, but no, you're right. Jim Jones. Actually, I take that back. Jim Jones was a great leader. He was a perfect leader because he got everybody around there to do what he wanted him to do.
Yeah, but the outcome made it trash. He got everybody to drink the Kool-Aid.
They followed him though. And of course, that's where the term "drink the Kool-Aid." You know what I'm saying? But no, he got that. He made it happen.
Yeah, he did. But what I only meant in the sense of he followed people in the wrong direction. Is what I'm saying.
Exactly. Okay.
Marjorie did the same thing. Marjorie got people to follow her because this is the thing. The only person she didn't get to follow her was her boyfriend, and that's why his ass was dead in the freezer. But everybody else. Now, as far as we know, I think it was kind of fucked up what they did to Brian Wells because they kind of made it seem like he was involved in this whole little thing. I think that from what I took from it, I don't think Brian was involved. I think the reason why his car ended up being at Bill Rothstein's house the day before when a witness said that they saw it, I think he was just honestly delivering a pizza. And then when it comes to Ken Barnes, the reason he was at Ken Barnes' house when I think Bill Rothstein was there is because he was up there smashing Jessica Hoopsick. Like, he just went over there to smash her there because it was just easier.
Listen, can you blame him?
Yeah, because, I mean, Jessica's like, yo, I don't want to go to your place. Drugs ain't there. You know what I'm saying? Ken got everything here. You know what I mean?
Listen,
So
the Airbnb of prostitution, brother. Okay,
yeah,
I'm not about to leave here when I can get everything I need right here.
exactly. So I
Yeah.
think that's why I think that sometimes there are coincidences in life. I think the reason Brian Carr was at Bill's house because he was probably honestly delivering a pizza, and when he went over to Ken's house, because this is the thing, Ken was Marjorie and Bill's fishing buddy.
Right.
But I just think that Brian only fucked with with Ken because that's where Jessica wanted to go because she could get her drugs and get smashed and get
And
it
she
back.
can make her money. Now,
Exactly.
my question is this. How small is this goddamn town that everybody knows every goddamn body in order to be able to, she's a prostitute, she's a drug addict. So the Airbnb is where everybody just go?
Apparently Erie must be a small town. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
like, come on, man.
It is not, it's not Philadelphia or Pittsburgh. Like,
at all, bro.
At all. But the crazy part is the geographics of it, because they were saying that, you could jump on that interstate. He's like, you could be in Ohio or what was the other one, New York?
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, in 20 minutes each way.
Yeah.
So they was like, you could rob a bank, have a car sitting right outside city, not city, but state limits, and you good.
Right.
So they were saying that if you want to rob a bank, the best place to do it is in Erie, Pennsylvania, because you can be in another state in 20 minutes. So I don't think it was a great thing for that reporter to say, but I don't know who's all taking that information. So I just think that what they did to Brian was kind of fucked up, because I honestly don't believe nobody in their right mind is going to let somebody put a bomb around their neck. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually a real bomb and you go rob a bank. But this is the crazy part about it. I think Brian would have died either way. Check this. They sent him in there to get $250,000. Mm-hmm. He only had like $12,000.
Okay. And I just had this conversation with my brother not too long ago. Okay. First and foremost, people have to really do their research and really find out what's going on before they make these plans, right? There's no fucking bank in America that's holding over $100,000, bro. Ever. You better off finding a Brinks truck and getting close to that amount.
Yeah, that's the only way.
That's a stupid ass idea to think that you getting $250,000 out of a bank. There's no way.
But then we find out that the reason that bank was robbed was because Marjorie had a beef with the bank, because it was some situation with her dad and some money with her dad, and they wouldn't let her have access to some money. So the reason,
because they don't got it.
They don't have it, but I think that she was upset of the fact that they wouldn't let her have access to some shit that wasn't hers. So she took it out on the bank. Yeah. Well, she took it out on her dad too, because that's another thing.
She took it out on every goddamn body.
She tried, and this is another thing that look. I understand law enforcement is supposed to be smart, but Ken Barnes was interviewed. You know what I'm saying? Because this happened August 28, 2003. So soon after this happens, a couple of weeks after this happened, or a month or so, whatever, Ken was in there talking about Marjorie and said that Marjorie tried to hire him to kill her dad because he left her out the will and she didn't get no money. Now, let's speak on this girl dad real quick. This is what I'm trying to figure out, my guy. I was just talking to this about my girl the other day. Okay. This motherfucker said, they interviewed her dad, like the last episode, and they was asking him, what do you think about Marjorie trying to kill you and all this little shit? Okay, so that's another thing. This motherfucker had over $1 million, my guy. How do an old ass man from Erie, Pennsylvania just get a hold of $1 million? So she wants to kill him so she could get the money because he left her out the will. So she told Ken with some of that $250,000, she was going to pay him for killing her dad. Now, this is why I bring up the law enforcement. That never went to, I think the FBI never got hold of that.
Right. Once again, going back to the Atlanta child murder shit,
Yeah, so the FBI don't get that till a couple of years later when they find out, like, oh shit, he did say that Marjorie tried to hire him to kill her dad.
Yeah,
FBI didn't know any of this shit till like, you know what I'm saying, not eight, but maybe like 5, 6, 7, 8 years later.
right.
Crazy.
Man, listen. First off, it was already a fluke mission. Once again, you're not getting 250 fucking grand out of a bank. There's no bank in America that is holding that type of money. I don't care what bank you go to. I don't care who you are. There's no bank that's holding that type of money. First off, banks don't even have that type of money to begin with. The way banks make the money is they lend it out from whatever you put in to other people, and then the other people pay them back, and then they make sure your stuff is in there. And then once you pay them back or add your money in, they pay the other people to do whatever they got to do, and then they basically loan your money out. That's what a bank is. A bank takes your money and they loan it out, and then whenever you need it, they'll take whatever off the loan and they give it back to you. That's how banks work. So if you think for 1 second that you're going, first off, you in Erie, Pennsylvania. Nothing is going on in Erie, Pennsylvania at all, except for the old ass R.L. Stein Goosebumps TV shows that was happening in Erie, Pennsylvania. That's the only thing that's going on. You know what I'm saying? R.L. Stein, he just came up with Fear Street. Shout out to the episode we just did on that. That wasn't in Pennsylvania no more because Pennsylvania ain't got nothing going on. So, if you thought that you was going to get that type of money out of Pennsylvania, you must be out your rabbit mind. That's crazy, bro. 250 grand?
Yeah. Yep.
250 grand. Man, come on, bro. They should have known. Well, I ain't gonna say they should have known, but the fact that they didn't know is the thing that baffles me. Like, what made you think that you was gonna get that type of money out of a bank? What, they was gonna write you a check? I mean, what, you thought they had gold bars in there? Like, what's going on, bro? Like, you was watching Ocean's 11. Like, what the fuck was going on that made you think that was gonna happen? Come on, man. This is the one part out of this whole documentary that made me say, okay, maybe she's not a genius. Maybe she isn't as smart as we think she is, because you have to be a effing idiot to think that they got that kind of money in the bank. I know that, and I ain't never worked at a bank. I just know banks ain't got what you think they got.
Exactly. So Marjorie ended up getting, so she's locked up. Now. Bill never got any charges initially because the only charges they could have got him for was that, when they ended up getting him for that, but he never really had to serve any time for it.
Yeah.
Was basically, moving a corpse type of thing, like, what I'm saying, fucking around with a corpse.
Right.
So Marjorie's locked up, and Marjorie is locked up talking mad shit because they had like 2 or 3 girls from prison. Like, one girl in prison.
The ultimate manipulator, bro. She has to be.
She is, but the thing is, I think that when she got into prison, I don't think she believed that those girls were going, like, one of the girls was she was writing notes on everything that Marjorie was saying.
Because she ain't fuck with her.
Yeah, it was this girl. It was Kelly.
Yeah.
So Kelly is writing notes about all this little stuff. And so they got Marjorie like fucked up. So then Jessica Hoopsick, she ended up getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? For some prostitution shit, drug shit. So Jessica's in there, and her and Marjorie got beef. Now, throughout this whole thing, the only friend that Marjorie have is the dude Trey, and Trey is the producer of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And so Trey was talking to her. He got all these tapes of them talking. She's talking mad shit. You know what I'm saying? Ken is a liar. Stockton is a liar. Bill is the mastermind of this whole thing. So she's basically putting everything on everybody else, saying it's everybody else's fault, all this type shit. So when they go back with Marjorie talking, doing all that talking, because there was 2 inmates that she was talking to. She was also talking to this girl named Gloria. So Gloria's out telling, what she's saying, all this type shit. And so to get more into Jessica, Jessica, there was an altercation between them two,
Right.
and Trey tried to talk to her, but she didn't. She told him she was gonna meet up with him, but she ditched him. She never showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So when she finally talked, she never really said what that altercation was about. But then Marjorie got mad because Trey started talking to Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica ended up giving an interview saying that how Marjorie was the ringleader of this whole thing. She was the one who, killed her boyfriend, got Brian involved. And I mean, I ain't gonna make Jessica a big thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and reveal this now. Yo, Jessica got, well, let's just put it this way. The way they put it in the doc, Jessica was pregnant, my guy.
Yeah.
And they said that the baby strongly resembles Brian Wells. So not only is Brian Wells out here fucking prostitutes, he raw dogging his mom. You know what I'm saying? They got the whole prostitute pregnant out here in these streets. And now he possibly has a child, you know what I'm saying, out here in the world from the prostitute. So
Right.
that's a whole little thing there. So then Marjorie, well, okay, so like I mentioned earlier, Bill dies. So Marjorie's going in, and so everything is heating up. Stockton, he ended up 69ing. Ken Barnes, he ended up 69ing because Ken got locked up for some shit as well, because they ended up making a case where all of the names they got popped up other than Ryan Panini, because Ryan Panini ended up dying. That's why his name ended up getting popped up. But the whole thing with Marjorie is the fact that when the evidence started changing on her, she had this is the funny thing. So one scene, they say, one witness said they seen her on the interstate. So at first she was like, yo, I was at home. Then she's like, oh, well, I might have been on the interstate because I was going here. But that was it. Then the witness say, yo, we seen you at the Shell station. Right. Oh, well, I went into the Shell station real quick to get this when I got
Yeah, full of shit.
And I'm like, yo, but she has, but I don't know if they edited this, but dude, but she was quick on the trigger.
No, she's quick with it as hell, bro.
Like whether it was bullshit or not, she was real quick on the trigger because she was able to come up with a story, even though you listen to it and it's like, yo, first you say you was at home, then they say, oh, we got a witness that say we seen you on the interstate. Oh, well, I was on the interstate for this, but then I went home. Oh, well, we saw you at the Shell station. Well, I stopped at the Shell station real quick to do this, and then you know what I'm saying, I went home. And it's like, and the crazy part was, I think that what Marjorie didn't send to think was that there was going to be people that were going to be able to tie her at certain places at certain times, to where she did not think that. I think that when it comes to the brain, when it comes to memory, it's just crazy how it can work, because I think the dude was he was either a postal worker or a UPS driver. He was just like, yo, I was at the Shell station and I saw this blue van over by the payphone. And she was like, yo, he said, I saw a big dude with glasses and an overall, and he was like standing with her. Now she tried to separate herself from Bill Rothstein and say she ain't had nothing to do with it, she wasn't with Bill. But now you got this UPS driver saying, yo, I saw them together. Yeah. And so let's go back to the blue van. So if I'm not mistaken, who was it? It wasn't Trey. It was Trey. Trey goes to Bill's house and he's filming his house. Yeah. Now, when the police was at Bill's house, going through his house about the body in the freezer, the blue van was gone. Right. A witness say a tow truck the day of the robbery, after the robbery, a tow truck came, pulled it away, and then 2 weeks later or so, it came back.
Right.
Now, go back to what the cop said. The state trooper guy. State trooper said, "Yo, I saw this blue van." Lamont King, like, "Yo, I saw this blue van." It was never spoken of again until Trey got video outside the house showing, "Yo, that's that blue van." And then he showed it to Lamont King. Was like, "That's that blue van that I saw." So look, dude, it's a lot of shit going on with the case, man. A lot.
Well, not even that, man. Like, even going into her interviews towards the end and them speaking to her, she was trying to make it seem like Bill set the whole shit up. She made Bill seem like, she made it seem like Bill was the guy that was behind all of this.
But Bill don't have no motive. What is his motive?
But no,
she got all the motive.
Yeah, no, she does. But in between her trying to really set Bill up and trying to blame Bill, her ego wouldn't even let her do it. Like, she was contradicting herself in those moments. Because, like, she'd say, like, Bill did da-da-da, and then, like, later on down the line, they'd have her saying some shit just like what she said, but she was saying that she was doing it, though. Like, she wasn't implicating herself, but she was really, like, making it seem like Bill was the one that was guiding her to do it. But at the same time, like, she was really putting herself into the mix at the same time. So it was weird hearing her talk about that.
It was. And, like, look, listen to me. My God, look. Everybody, don't get me wrong. This is a great docuseries.
It is.
But Marjorie's voice, oh, my God, dude. It sounds like a goddamn...
She sounds like Marjorie's sisters.
Like, dude, you know, like when you like scratch on a board, that loud.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yo, okay, don't do Whoopi like that.
Come on, man. Marjorie sound like she smoked black tar heroin straight out the pipe. Pure.
Yo, her voice is terrible. It's like, yo, it's trash, it would drive you up the wall. So
that's what happened. That's what happened when you had the drug B&B, bro. The drug and prostitution Airbnb.
But I don't. They didn't really say if she did anything.
Oh, come on, man. You know,
but you can look at her and
you know she was there. Come on, man.
Because she don't even look like. Oh man, how do we not speak about this? Oh my God,
she looks 100 years old.
Dude, this is the part. How did we not even mention this? Listen, people, y'all think Marjorie Dale Armstrong is complicated. Let me tell you how much more complicated this motherfucker is. 1984, year before I was born, this bitch was on trial for killing her damn husband.
See?
But she ended up getting off for self-defense.
And she also killed her boyfriend.
So it's like, yo, like, what more is going on with this lady? You know what I'm saying? Like, but then you have everybody say, you know what I'm saying? This is the weird part about Marjorie, right? When they was talking about her childhood, people didn't fuck with her because she was always the tallest person. So she was, you know what I'm saying, odd as a child, and felt the way because people would pick on her because how big she was. But what ended up happening, Mars started growing titties. Now motherfuckers started noticing her. So it's like now the whole script and the flip. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody's making fun of her too. It's like, oh man, she got some big ass titties. So then all of a sudden, dudes started fucking with her. So psychologically, everybody made fun of you. You know what I'm saying? Up until you probably was about 14, 15 years old. Then the whole shit now flipped.
Yeah.
Then
now
you
got
already.
The power.
Yeah, and now you already got these social these issues, within yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like I think that what ended up happening is when they really started fucking with her and she knew, like you said, she had that power. I think when she didn't get her way, that's when she's like, yo, fuck this. I'll just fucking kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to deal with this shit.
Facts.
And then to know that she got away with murder in 1984, I think Marjorie was like, yo, I could get away with this shit in 2003.
Yeah, at this point, I got the power. I got the juice. I can do whatever I want to.
Exactly. I cannot believe we forgot to mention that. So she went on trial because, like, Erie, Pennsylvania already knew who Marjorie Dale Armstrong was because that case was a high-profile case back in 1984. So it was a lot, man. And like the room, Brian Wells' roommate Stockton, he he ended up he was able to he served the least amount of time. And he ended up moving to a place, getting married, starting a new life, all this type shit. Ken Barnes, he ended up getting a lot of time because, well, some of his time got shaved off for the simple fact of he's sold out Marjorie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He sold out. You look at Jerry Clark. Jerry Clark was the lead FBI agent. He was able to, you know what I'm saying? Like he told one story where, because they would go and meet Marjorie when she was in jail, like before she got charged. And he was like, Marjorie would come in, why y'all here? Why y'all talking to me? And he would say, yo, Marjorie, you look good today. And he was like, a whole mood would switch. Like, dude, that'll tell you right there. Like, yo, this motherfucker got some serious issues, my guy. But the thing is, she was so fucking smart. They did psych evaluations on her, but she passed every time. They said that she was culpable of going to trial because she was so fucking smart.
Mm-hmm.
So she couldn't even use bipolar or
none of that. Yeah.
None of that
Clinically
because,
insane, none of that.
and then she had mad degrees. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like this whole thing, like for it to start off with being a pizza delivery man getting, robbing a bank, bomb blowing up, to Bill Rothstein calling the police saying, yo, there's a body in here. And then that took us to all of the damn information that we ended up getting in this thing. And then we get the whole thing where when Ken Barnes, 69, this whole thing, he was like, yo, it was me, Bill, Marjorie, and Stockton. We all out there. Bill called the police in, went to the radio station thing. He was like, we was all out there. He said him and Bill, went up behind Brian. Brian knows something was weird. Brian tried to take off running. They grabbed him, snapped the thing around his neck. He said Marjorie put the shirt over it and all that type of stuff. Now, Ken said, yo, Brian was not involved.
Right.
It was like Brian was just an innocent bystander, wrong place, wrong time. The thing is, Brian didn't even pick up the phone, my guy. The manager answered the phone and then ended up handing the phone to Brian, and Brian took the order.
Right.
So this could have been a whole nother person. You know what I'm saying?
It could have been anybody. It could have been.
It could have been anybody. It could have been anybody. And the thing that makes it so weird is like if it wasn't Brian, and if it was somebody else, like I mean, Bill could have ended up doing the same thing. But what makes it so weird is the fact that the connection between Brian Wells and Ken Barnes, and then you got this whole other thing with Jessica Hoopsick and dude, it's like you said,
it's fucking
how
crazy.
Small is this town? Like really, like
but it's
how
fucking
small
crazy
is
because
this
it's
town?
like first off, everybody knows everybody. The sheriff probably know all of them. So like him talking to them is like on some Mirror Easttown type shit. Like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Heard you was going down for da. We gotta bring you in for question. That type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's crazy. And I said Erie, Pennsylvania at first when I was talking about the Goosebumps shit. It's Erie, Indiana. I just wanted to clear that up for anybody that's a Goosebumps fan. I ain't want nobody coming at my neck on Twitter. So I just wanted to make that clarity real quick. That just came to my mind. But yeah, man, it's just the fact that it's so small, man. Everybody knows everybody. You know what I'm saying? The sheriff probably done came and, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk real quick. That type thing. It just gets to the point to where it's like, how can you really commit a crime in this place? And I think that's where her mind went, right? Because she probably thought about it like, well, I can't do it because, of course, everybody knows me. Like you said, with the trial thing, of course, everybody knows who I am. And to use anybody else in this scenario is really stupid because, like you said, we all know each other. So who can I get to do this and make this an actual situation where we may not be connected to it at all? And I think that them getting the pizza man, first off, that's a genius idea. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have never thought of no shit like that. But the fact that they got the pizza man to do something like that, it's just like like you said, everybody knows everybody, but like, who is the furthest person away from us we can use to where we may or may not be caught?
Yep, and it just happened to be somebody that they all end up going to their house. Like
Mm-hmm.
Bill and Marjorie ended up being at Ken's house, and they probably had no idea that. Now that's another thing, because there's so many coincidences you don't know. Because what if there's a situation where when Brian is smashing Jessica, they're like, "Yo, Brian works for this pizza company right down the street." You know what I'm saying? Maybe it really depends. Like, what we don't know is, now not Brian, but Ken did talk about the meeting that they had. But what he said that Brian wasn't, he said Brian wasn't involved. But what I don't get is when what Ken never said was, yo, it just been a coincidence that Brian was the one that delivered the pizza. That we don't know.
Right.
That we don't know. And when it comes to Robert Panini, we don't know if that was Panini. We don't know if that was an overdose or was that, because the thing is, some people think that it was an overdose because he knew that he was involved.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, this shit's starting to hit the fan. I'm going to go ahead and clock out right now. So that's something that we don't know, because the two unsolved things about this is Robert Panini.
Right.
If you well, it's actually three. If you want to believe that Brian wasn't or was involved, but the other one is Bill never got charged with anything because he died.
Yeah.
So that's just one of those things where you ended up where the case is always in a place like Erie. This case is probably, even before this Evil Genius came out, this is probably something that people talked about for years, because it wasn't resolved until 7 years later, October the 15th, 2010. So this is probably something that they've been talking about for years. And then Trey just happened to come out with this whole thing. And that it's probably going around like all the time, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Was Brian involved, or you know what I'm saying? You know, Marjorie this, Marjorie that. So it's really a really good doc. Like I said, the only thing that sucks about it is Marjorie's voice, because her voice is just like it's
trash,
disgusting.
Man. It's trash.
It is trash. It's trash, man.
So you ready to get into the Fire Flames, brother?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yoga fire, yoga flame.
All right, so man, I'm gonna go ahead and take the lead on this one. This is probably, this is probably the first time in a long time watching a documentary and really getting into it that I could rewatch it and have that same feeling as if I don't know what's going on. Like, because it's so much like this. I feel like this is like to me, this is like one of those classic albums where you got to keep listening to it, because it's so much that you missed on your first time listening. So you got to keep going back and catching the pieces that you missed, like all those bars and everything that you missed. So like this documentary is one of those things to where I can watch it and keep going back and watching it, because there's so many intricate pieces that I didn't catch the first time or second time or third time. And for me, the story in itself is already wild, right? And then on top of that, third but last, I'm baffled as to how the hell she was so manipulative. I said that wrong. See, every time, bro. Every time. Manipulative. That's what I'm trying to say. But no, her being a master manipulator at this point is so baffling to me, because it's like, what is she really using to be able to do this? Because it's not the looks, it's not the appeal, it's not none of that most women would have to be able to do this. This is just her really just being a pure genius. Like, this is her using her wit to really get across what she has to get across. And to me, that's the thing that really excites me about this documentary and makes me want to constantly watch it, because it's like, to see her be able to pull that off is an amazing thing, especially around the situation she was around, the place that she was in, the state that they lived in. Like, it was a lot going on. So for me, I'm not gonna lie, man, I gotta get this thing a 5.
That's what's up, but we don't get a lot of
Yeah,
fives
man.
out of Scoots, man.
Yeah, I gotta get that thing a 5, bro.
Okay. For me, I agree with everything that you said. This,
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned at the beginning of this pod. This is my third time actually watching this, and
Mm-hmm.
you see something different every time. You pick up something different every time, something that you missed the first time, and then the first time around is always like there's so much information, you overload yourself, so you don't get everything. Then I watch it
Mm-hmm.
again just for fun, but then I watch it this third time, for us to do this. And the case is wild. There's a lot of information. You see where with the FBI, where they messed up and they admitted it, and where the state police, things that they did that they know that they messed up. There's a lot of questions around it. The information that was given to be able to have Trey, who just happened to just be a blogger and just talking to this woman and recording everything. He has all the recordings of her in like her mood changes and everything, as far as her jealousy of Trey talking to somebody else. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things that don't even have anything to do with the case that was put in here. Even like the information that Jessica had a baby that looks like Brian. Like, so
Right.
there's a lot of information I think that people would have and still would enjoy this, man. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 for the simple fact of I hate doing it, but I'm just one of those guys. I compare stuff. As great as it wasn't better than OJ Made in America. Wasn't better than that.
Okay.
Wasn't better
Okay.
than that
Respect.
Black Panther PBS
Respect.
joint.
Respect.
So I'm
Was
gonna
it
give it a
better than
4.
Outcry?
Oh, but I don't know, but see, what takes Outcry to that different thing is, man, you add the element of football to it, man. It's
Yeah,
kind of
man.
like, you
Yeah.
know, so I don't know, but they neck and neck, man. They neck and
Okay.
neck. They
Okay.
they they together. They together,
Okay.
but yeah, but a 4.5 is still like, yeah, this
No, that's
it's
great.
it's
Yeah,
really
that's still
it's
great.
really great,
That's still
man.
great. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That it is. That it is. So
All right, man. So let's talk about what we got coming soon.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
So this next episode, man, it was going to be an instant reaction, but it's not going to be an instant reaction. We're going to call this one a delayed reaction. We got the brand new DC movie Suicide Squad coming up next, man. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I watched this thing twice.
already? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I watched this
I'm gonna
thing twice.
watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, just because I seen some things that I thought I missed, and I was interested in seeing how it played out. But yeah, I watched this thing twice, man. I can't wait to pod about this one.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I watched the original. When it came out.
Yeah.
We spoke about it before, but it wasn't for that reason. We spoke about it because Will chose to do Suicide Squads over doing Independence Day 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we spoke slightly about it. Well, the first one. And so for them to come back, I think that, man, what they're doing is they're trying to catch that Harley Quinn wave, dude, because I think they seen how popular she was with this first Suicide Squads, and then they came
Mm-hmm.
out with Birds of Prey, and now
Mm-hmm.
they come out with these Suicide Squads. So I think that they really riding the wave of Harley Quinn here, which is
Hey,
not a
listen,
bad wave to ride though.
I spoke about this on Twitter with shout out to Spence from Views from the Seven, man. He had brought this up, and I had told him, I said, listen, DC, right? They have a very unique opportunity on their hands right now. And I'm going to elaborate on this more when we get into the pod on Tuesday. But right now, they have a very, very unique opportunity, and they can stray away from superheroes and focus on villains.
Okay, but
That's
let's
all
just give them that.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for right now. But I'm telling you, very unique opportunity. I can't wait till Tuesday to talk about this. But stay tuned, man. We definitely gonna get into it.
Yes, sir. That we definitely gonna do. So I'm gonna watch it, man, when we get off of here. Because I was waiting to watch it, but I think I probably need to watch it multiple times to be able to give the people some good shit. So I'm definitely gonna watch it tonight, man, when we get
trust
done.
me, it's worth it though. It's definitely worth it.
All right, but we're gonna see.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
that was a great motherfucking pie today. I've been pieing today, man. This is my second pie for the day.
I know, man. You've been on the street, man.
Hey, man, I'm trying out here, man. Look, man, people, yo, look, we talked about this before. I ain't gonna get into it, but like, you know, I almost called you the other day, but you know, I know, you know, you've been doing a lot of heavy drinking for the birthday
I've been drinking
and everything.
I've been drinking.
But like, yo, we was talking about before, what pod was that? Tomorrow Award. No, Fifth Street. When we're talking Fifth Street, we'll talk about podcasts and Demi Lovato and shit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This is what. So I don't know if you listen to it because you're not really on Ebro in the morning like I am. So Tyler the Creator did like an hour 45 on Ebro.
I've seen that. Yeah. Shout out to Elliot Wilson because he's been posting that everywhere.
Listen, when he went on his rant about Jada and the verses and how much he cared, dude, all I could think about was like, yo, people do not understand how much we fucking care about this
inspiration,
shit.
Bro. That was inspiration.
And some people, they just pod the pod. You know what I'm saying? Now we pod the pod, but at the same time, we fucking care about what we doing. You know?
Exactly.
And like when I was listening to Tyler, when he was going on that rant about like, yo, he said what he loved about that verses was how much Jada cared. He's like, Jada fucking cared about rap. And all I could think about was the people that just get a podcast, and it's like, yo, what we're doing here, we ain't getting 100,000 plays and shit like that. But it's just like if we get the right people to hear it, they'll see how much we care about this shit. So I just wanted to mention that real quick, man, because we fucking care about what we're doing.
Of course, man. This is our creation, and as we should care about it, man. Anytime anybody's being creative, man, you should always care about what you create. But listen, man. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Scooch Bronson, on Instagram at Scooch Bronson_TV. Make sure to check out my other podcast, 15 Minutes of Fame. I'm bringing Isolated Society back for those people that follow me already. If you don't follow me, stay tuned. Isolated Society is coming to the Twitch. No, that's not how you say it. It's Twitch. It's just Twitch. I don't know why I said the Twitch. But I'm going to use that. Yeah, it's coming to the Twitch. So, you know what I'm saying? If you got the Twitch app on your phone, you know what I'm saying? You can watch it, or you can watch it on TV, or however you got it on Xbox or whatever. But I don't support PlayStation, so you know what I'm saying? If you got a PlayStation, I'm sorry for you. But you can still watch it on PlayStation as well. But as long as you got the Twitch, make sure you go follow Isolated Society. You can just look it up. Find me, Scooch Bronson, on Twitch. It's coming very soon. And then on top of that, man, we got other stuff in the works. But you could also follow the podcast at View Anon Pod, and also on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group.
That is a fact, and you can follow me at s.foster8 on Instagram and Twitter, same handle. 28 minutes or less pod on Instagram. 28 minutes or less on Facebook. Let me see. The last thing I did was, like I said, put out the versus battle. Me and you did that together. So y'all can go check that out. So yeah, that's it, man. That's all we got for this pod.
That's what's up, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. As always, we appreciate your support. We also appreciate your feedback. So make sure you hit us up. Let us know any movies or television shows you would like to listen to, like to listen to us talk about. And with that said, man, and as they say in Hollywood, it's a wrap.
Cut.
I almost forgot that. Yo, okay, it's not gonna end.